So we have a casualty, sadly. This is next day. This is the 5000 BTU Kenmore, and oh. So it just so happens to work. Very well then. Let me get inside where it's actually cool because it's crazy hot out right now. And then I'll explain what was going on. So the issue with the Kenmore was earlier today. This morning I woke up and I was attempting to mess with it, and the fan motor on it was still stuck. So what I decided to do is I put more oil in it and I let it run on low speed. And pretty much, because I've noticed with ceiling fans, if you run them on low speed compared to high speed and stuff, the bearings seem to be more free. So I thought that would work with the fan on that air conditioner. So I tried that, and I came out a bit later. My mom unplugged the unit for some reason, thinking I'd forgotten that I left it on. And when I went to plug it back in, the fan motor just didn't do anything at all. So I'm not really sure what that was about. And it probably will still not start on low and medium speed. But I'm pretty sure this weekend, if I let that thing run a lot, it will slowly start to work. So I'm going to bring it inside. I'm going to set it here. Or actually probably over here or somewhere on the floor. I'm going to set a towel down and let it run on fan only for a bit and try to get that fan cleared up. And then hopefully it should work. Now that I'm here alone, I think we're going to get the doll installed. We're going to do this window right here. And then the carry cool will most likely go in one of these windows. I've not really decided yet. I wanted to do this room. I'm also thinking of doing the keystone in here. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to do anything in my grandfather's room, even though it does feel really warm. So we'll figure this out later, but that's a bit of an update with the Kenmore. I think it's a fighting chance, and I'm not going to have to drag the air temp over here as a replacement, so that's good. Since I haven't done too many first starts, we'll do a first start on the Sharp. Just motorcycle passes. There we go. We'll set it to 70. While this thing is cooling down, I'm going to get some towels to stuff here in the side panels to keep bugs out and keep the cold air inside. And then I'm going to put the front grill on, which is right there. So now the Sharp is in the window and working, which that's really good. We'll go have a look at this from the outside. It sounds nice too. Got a piece of junk LG rotary. It actually doesn't sound half bad. Some reason some of the LG rotary compressors, they kind of sound like recips, and this is one of them. Doesn't look too bad, let's say that. Honestly thought this one was going to look pretty bad in this window. That's how junky it is, but no, not really. See how it is from the street. Yeah, not half bad. I guess we're just gonna do the carry cool, and then the world drill. So I'll bring this inside. I'm not sure which room I'm gonna put it in yet. There's the one over there. I can actually feel the heat coming off this too. This thing, since I got that coil cleaned on this, it moves a lot of air out the back side of it. Definitely a good air conditioner. And it's only been running for like 4 minutes, so It's not had a chance yet to really like condensate or anything. It does have that stupid vent open because that broke, but I'm not too worried about that either. And bring this inside, let it cool down, and see if I can get that to work. So, yay. So, as of right now, we're in full force. It's 73 in here, but I've been going in and out. The Kenmore isn't here anymore. That's been installed. There's the Sharp. The Kenmore is in my bedroom, which I absolutely love how this looks here. Keystone isn't here. I'll show you where that is shortly. Control panel is nice and in place now. It's not falling into the unit how it was earlier. I still need a filter for it, but I'm only going to be using this for 4 days, so after that I'll probably just wash it off with the hose again before putting it in storage. Had a casualty again with the side panel. It's all just falling apart. They're all brittle now, and they're just full of holes. So they're not really doing that well anymore, which is kind of sad, but it's kind of there. We are at 74 in here. The keystone is in this room, but its thermostat has been satisfied, so it's off. Let me warm up this thermostat so you can get a startup out of it. Most of it just shut off not so long ago, and the compressor won't turn back on, which I'm guessing that's what has happened. And the carry cool is in this bedroom, and it actually feels pretty good in here. So I'm gonna adjust the thermostat. Say around 6. So we'll see if it cycles there. And yes, I am aware there's a good bit of light showing around the sides of the curtains or panels or whatever. Not going to do any damage or anything, so everything is just sitting in there. This one's compressor just turned on when I was over there, so it's working. We'll have a look at the back side of the keystone first, I think. It's like really hot out here. This unit's not going to be running until I believe Sunday, so this is going to be off for the time being. This is the only modern unit we're using, I believe. Well, no, the Sharp's somewhat modern, but it is here, working. I can stand on top of this air conditioner. Like, this was just installed, so it's not really had enough time to really condensate yet. The Sharp's probably been running for about an hour, I will say, maybe a bit more. So I have a feeling condensate's coming out of this one yet, as well as the hot point. Oh yeah, we're condensating, like, really good too. Come back out here, my neighbor's outside. Yeah, this thing's definitely working now. I can feel the cold air coming out of it. It feels ice cold. My hands hurt. Stand back a little bit. Arm's actually, like, it's so cold that it kind of hurts. Let's do a high fan. Just works. Simply works. That's all it does, and I love that. Control panel is very simple. It's not outrageously complicated. That is such a cool sight. Just seeing these two vintage units over here. And the sound of that GE rotary sounds really cool. And it looks like we have condensate over here too. That's awesome. We have condensate coming out of this one. And there's the big sharp, just a big tumor sticking out of the front of the window of the house. And this one is condensating. It's actually condensating out of a few of its drain holes. That one over there and this one here, I think. Yeah. And the base pan looked like it was full of water. It's really hot coming out of the back of here too. Yeah. Whole bottom in there is just full of water. Line there's all cold and sweaty. That's all cold and sweaty. These don't rub up against the case anymore. Ow. Just works. Doesn't do anything stupid. It just runs the way an air conditioner is supposed to run. And all three of these are all R22 air conditioners. None of the R410A BS. This one's nice and hot. It's not ran enough yet to start dripping condensate, but it's really humid today. This one probably didn't start dripping condensate until somewhat soon, because that looks like a fairly fresh poodle. It's nice because out here, all I hear is air conditioners. I gotta stand back a little bit so you can see that. All three of them. And all three of these are good quality air conditioners too. None of the modern Chinesium garbage. Those two are made in America. This one's made in Brazil. I think it's Brazil. If not, it's Thailand. Compressor in this is made in China though. I know that for sure. Not sloshing water anymore. This unit loved the slosh water when it was in its previous service life. This thing really sloshed. And so did that Whirlpool. So got these drain holes drilled in them now. They should be a lot more efficient. Well, not necessarily efficient, but reliable. It's just hot. It's really hot out there. When you come in here, it just feels so good. Floor feels colder than it does like up here, because cold air kind of goes down, and I have to stand back from this because this unit feels crazy cold. I'm gonna check on these two again before I end the video. This one works too. Didn't ask for anything less. Chinese unit, but this one's still good. It was on low fan, so I put it up to high fan. Sounds like the compressor was cycled off on this unit. My bedroom isn't really cold enough for me to really say I want that to be cycled off, so I'll adjust it to be a bit cooler. Still crazily hot coming out of that one. Turn back on that Matsushita rotary, which I thought this Sharp had a Matsushita rotary, but I guess it's too far gone and I had to have a stupid LG. Ow. Oh, there it goes. It just kicked in. We'll make it a bit cooler. No doubt, but we'll see. We'll see how it does. I need to make lunch right now, and then I'm going to be going to work soon. So I'll come back later tonight when I get home from work, and I'll show these units again. So I removed the keystone because I didn't feel like that I really needed an air conditioner in that room. So it's out. The window over there is empty. Kind of just put it in there for no reason. So the Sharp was absolutely freezing out the living room. This thing is a beast. Now, the thermostat on us is a bit out of calibration, so it kind of overcools. So I had it set at 72, and it was 69 in here. It probably jumped back up to 71 at this point. No, it's still 69. But it really freezed this room out, and it was cycling. It was doing a good job, so I'm keeping it at 78 and seeing kind of where it leaves the room at on 78. So that's what I'm going to leave this unit to do. And this thing here, I had to actually redirect the vents because this thing was just so cold. I was sitting on a sofa and it was just absolutely freezing it out in here. So this thing's a beast. So that's good. As for over here, the Kenmore's been working. It was cycling a lot earlier. It was actually short cycling, not crazily short. So I removed the thermostat thing from the coil, so it's now just hanging down there, getting the ambient temperature, and it feels good in here. Temperature in here right now is a good 65, so it's definitely more than what I would want it to be. So we'll kind of back it off there. So that's nice. And the phone is ringing. It's actually somewhat quiet because it's the first time all these units have been off for a while. But this Kenmore has kind of worried me a bit. It's been cooling off really good. The coil's been nice and sweaty, but I've not had any condensate drip out of here. So I don't know what that's been about. It's not leaking on the inside or anything, so I'm a bit worried about it. This one here is fine, but I'm going to take this one out soon. I'll get into that a bit more later. And in the Sharp, it should still be dripping off condensate because it didn't shut off not too long ago. It probably shut off about 10 minutes ago. That was when I readjusted it to turn it off. So, this works. I'll go back inside and explain what's going on with the hot point. And, once again, this room over here it's not been used, and I didn't really feel an expensive cooling it. This thing has done an amazing job with this room. This one actually worked the best out of all the other ones in the house. So, I'm definitely impressed with it, but, I feel like it's unneeded right now, and this room can, keep itself cool. So I'm actually going to have this as my backup, so just in case if this one needs cool, or the other one, or even if the Kenmore breaks down, which I have a good feeling it probably will because I don't trust it, that hot point will be the unit to go in place of said unit that doesn't work. So, as for right now, I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to bring that hot point outside and set it next to Keystone. And finish watering all of these plants and probably take the dogs on a walk. I doubt I'm going to come back like late tonight and make any more videos because should be nice. Tomorrow it's supposed to get up to about 90 something, so it's going to be the hottest day this week. So when we get in the 90s, these things are going to be under a really big heat load. So I'm definitely hoping that tomorrow the Kenmore will actually have condensate dripping out of it and work properly. So we'll find out. So as for now, there's the units, I guess. So I did get the hot point out, but on good so the hot point's been removed, but on a good note, the Kenmore is finally dripping condensate. For some reason, the whole entire day, this thing decided to not drip condensate. So it's doing it now. Just right there. There's the puddle from the hot point, which has since been removed. Sharp cycled a few times. I'm not sure about the Kenmore because I was in the living room, and the neighbor's window unit is running as well. And this thing, I think, is kind of stopped with its... Oh, no, it looks like there's a bit more water on here that it's going to drip off, but it seems like it's done pretty good today with the condensate. And to keep it from sliding in, there's little screws that are just sticking out. They're not screwed into anything, they're just kind of there to keep the unit from sliding in on the bottom side. So yeah, I also don't know what this means, but a few years ago this just appeared on the air conditioner, so if anyone knows what Peg Perego is, let me know in the comment section. But on a good note, this air conditioner right here, the Sharp, it's been really nice. We're gonna fire up the Kenmore actually and see if its fan motor is seized or not. I don't think it should be seized, but it might, because this unit likes to be stupid, and if it's seized, the hot point will be going in its place eventually. If I put my hand over the vent. Now it's working. Had to fiddle with the thermostat a little bit, but it works now. Something I don't like about that air conditioner is it doesn't have a dedicated fan only section. So if this unit's just sitting outside directly in the sun and you go to mess with it, it will work like how it's supposed to. But we do have compressor, we have heat coming off the back, and then we have condensate. And I guess that's really what matters, is if this thing is condensating and working the way it's supposed to. Might kick this one on. I don't know if I will, because the living room's already cold enough. But maybe late tonight, if I'm still up to it and I'm out here, I'll kick both of these units on. But yeah, this piece of junk, the LG rotary, it's not bad. I have my big 12,000 BTU fetters, which I might put in here, but I don't think it will fit. I just like the look of that fetters off from the inside, so that's a possibility. But Oh, and in terms of cooling the other bedrooms off, I've just moved that box fan there and then closed the door to the other bedrooms. Most of the time this door here is closed. This door here is typically open, so I have this fan on and it just blows air into this room. Close this up for tonight. I like the natural sunlight at the end of the hallway. And we'll turn this on some low speed. We'll turn it off, we don't need a fan. Save some more energy. Feels great in here too. It's about, I think 69, no it says 68. Close enough though. Now that I know that this thing is actually somewhat working, we'll kick it off, I guess. Just make that knob straight and horizontal. See if it works on low fan, which I doubt it. It'll probably stall out if I leave it on low fan. That'll be it for today.